Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? Um, I am back again with another commentary video. This time on the Magicka Sorcerer. I posted a guide video on the Sorc about 4 days ago. If you want to find that, just look through my YouTube channel. You can look through that there. But I'm going to discuss what I'm using here is what I discuss in there. And yeah, so I'm running 5 Lich, 4 Spinners, and then a Maelstrom's Destro Staff with Pirate Skeleton. Wanted to go through commentary on this class as well, discuss the strengths and weaknesses of fights, how it incorporates in group play, and how it incorporate and how you can use it in small scale solo play. So before we dive into these clips, I wanted to discuss, like I did with the other videos I've done like this, our strengths and weaknesses of our build and class and how we're going to pick our fights. We are wearing 5 light. We're going 5-1-1 here for as much stats as possible. But with Pirate Skeleton and with the ability to have 3 wards, we're very tanky. The more people that are beating on us, the more often our Pirate Skeleton is going to proc. We're going to be a lot more tanky outnumbered. We can either choose to phase tank 2, 3, 4 people, or we can line of sight with our movement speed. We can use streak. We can get them in a corner. If you're running Destro ulti, negate, meteor, basically just about every ulti is an AoE in the game, or here. Or if you even use your Atronach. Your Atronach in a tight space is very valuable too, because nobody can escape, they get snared, and it does a bunch of damage. So where you can pick and choose fights on a Magicka Sorcerer is literally anywhere. Yeah, it's a very powerful class when played well, if you know how to stack wards. Initially, this class is hard. You're going to have a hard time, knowing when to apply wards, knowing what to, dodge roll out of, knowing what not to dodge roll out of. You just really have to rely on the fact that you have damage shields that can absorb 20k plus damage. They can't be crit, and currently when Pirate Skeleton goes off, you take 30% reduced damage to those wards. So it's really hard for you to be bursted. And even when your wards go down, if you have Boundless Storm up like I do, you still have like 18k resistances or something, 15k. So you still have decent resistances, especially in light armor, and you're just not easy to kill. So with all that being said, knowing that we have a lot of versatility, we have a lot of strengths with this class. We hit really hard. We're very tanky. We have access to the 2 best group play ultimates in the game. We're gonna employ those in a group play situation. So these videos will be group play first, and then solo or much smaller scale duo or solo later. So we're on a flag in Nobles right here. We have a 5-man group. We've been fighting this 10 to 15 man group of yellow. I think it was like about a 10-man group and then another 5. And we're just trying to get organized right here. And when you fight outnumbered like that, and half the group is going to be Templars, and they're going to have a bunch of heals, you really need to coordinate how you hit. So you need to ulti dump at the right time, and really take them out. So you see them all coming in here, and it's quite a few. We know they're coming. We know that's a big group. So what we're going to do is we're going to back up, and we're going to get them into a funnel. They dropped in a gate there, so we have to dodge roll out of that, or else our wards are down and we die. They have a couple people running snare builds. They have a bunch of people, so what we need to do is we need to stay up. Our group needs to stay up, and we need to ulti dump at the same time. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop a negate in a tight funnel, and then our guys are going to Destro and drop their ultis, and we're going to attempt to wipe the group. So we're just waiting for them to pile up here. We're going to kind of choke them in this area, and now there's my negate, and now I'm streaking to CC them, and then we have Destro bombs going off. And all a negate does is stops them from being able to heal for that split second. So when the Destro ultis go off, everybody just, if you've been playing group play, you see that type of bomb all the time. That's currently the best way to take out larger groups, is to negate and then Destro ulti. And sometimes that's the only way you can take out some of these groups, is because they're running healing ulti, they have reduced damage, they're very tanky, and you just have to use what works for you. And we can't sit there and just fight them with single target abilities with how much healing they have. This is another big group wipe. I think this might have been the same group, or it was the same fight. We're fighting. We see them on the boss. You see that there's a bunch of them. There's at least 10 to 15. There's 5 of us. We're trying to pick people off as they're killing the boss. They killed it, so now we know that they're going to focus us. And, we had really good fights here. They wiped us a few times, we wiped them. We're just trying to get them up here. Once again, we're trying to get them into a funnel. And you want to get them in a tight space, and you drop your negate, and then you get your ultimate. Now they're stacked in the door. If we were talking about pushing out right there, but we weren't organized well enough, so we're like, all right, screw it. We'll just realign back up top. This bomb doesn't work if any of our bombs dies or if my negate dies. Like we need all of the damage that we have to take out a group this big. And if anybody dies, it's over. So they negate here. I had to dodge roll out of it. I negate the top of the stairs. Now we have our Destro ultis going off. I'm streaking through, just trying to CC as many as possible in the negate. And we wipe a good chunk of 6 there. 6, 7. And then now we're finishing off the rest. There's 3 down here. One guy backed up a little bit. We got a guy hard casting frags. And now just cleanup. We went from a very unmanageable, like 5 on 15 there, to, we wiped a good chunk of them, and now it's just our group's more organized than them because they're on the run. And yeah, I mean, there's nothing special about this. Like every ball group is doing what we're doing right here. But this is what a sorcerer does very well. If you like this playstyle and you want to wipe like bigger groups, or you want to know how to wipe bigger groups and you've never done this before, yeah, that's how powerful a Sorc is. Like I can negate, or if I have another buddy negating, and I can pop a Destro ulti, and I have access to both. And that's the nice part about this class, is both those ultimates in group play are just extremely valuable. And then Sorcs also have Encase, and I don't have a video. None of my videos here show me using Encase, but if you have a big like group of Templar healers and you really need to just wipe them out, sometimes you have to just put on Encase. Like me and 2 of my buddies were fighting this group of 5 reds, and over and over and over again, I was Destro ulting, I was trying to negate them. They kept dodge rolling out of the negate, and then one of them would get out, and then they would heal to full, and they couldn't die. We fought them for a good 5 or 6 minutes. They couldn't kill us because they were all tanks, but we couldn't kill them either because they were all tanks. So I left the fight, and I put Encase on, and I started encasing them and putting them in place, and when they started draining stamina, then I negated them. And then I kept encasing them, and then they couldn't get out, and then they died. And that was literally the only way we could wipe that group, was locking them into a negate and taking them out. And I don't like how Encase works. I don't think it's, they're fixing it and they're adjusting it, which is great. But currently there are some groups that are unkillable unless you do exactly what I just said. And it's too bad. So it's like either you lose or you win, and that's the only way we could do it. So yeah, negate's very strong. You just pile it on a group. You try and find the healers. You really want to, like, when you see a group, you want to either focus it on a pile of people that can die, because we have a couple guys here with Destro ulti with Vicious Death. You either want to pile it on a large group of people so that a couple of them die and Vicious Death goes off and they blow up, or you put it dead center on the healer and force them to go out, and so that they're not providing heals to everybody, because they can't pop their ultimate in a negate either, so they can't pop their healing ulti. And a healing ulti negates a Destro ulti. So yeah, so we're now pushing this group again. They're all stacked on the flag. You see them all stacked up there. I'm going to negate the top of the flag, and now I'm just going to streak through. Got a buddy with talons locking them down. That's their negate. I'm getting out of that. And they did a good job of spreading out here, but we got quite a few on the wipe here with the negate because they got up too far away from the healers. So then we went from a 5 on, 10 to, now it's like a 5 on 3. And it's just cleaning up now. So now we're going to apply our curses. We're going to ward up, apply our curse, Mage's Wrath, and then, hope to proc a frag and take them out. And if you see anybody low health, hit them with Mage's Wrath. And, if they drop below 20%, they blow up. This is another fight. Same group, and just highlighting how tanky we are. We see 5 people focusing us. We see a guy with Encase spam. That's always a good time. They're focusing us, but you see how often Pirate Skeleton's proccing. We're already in the video like 15 seconds, and I've gotten Pirate Skeleton to go off twice, just because they're peppering me so much. And so I'm just trying to light a sight. Pirate Skeleton goes off again, and I'm just trying to whittle it down a little bit. I know they're going to keep following me, But I'm waiting for my buddies to come back. One of my friends left, so that 5 on 15 we had earlier is now 4 on 15. We really need to be organized in this situation in order to take out a group that big. One of my buddies is dead, so now I'm just waiting on the other two. If we don't group up, they're just going to keep picking us off, and there's nothing we can do about it. So I'm basically trying to stay alive, but in this one-on-one, I'm trying to kill him, but I can't go hard on this guy because I don't want to drain a bunch of my Magicka because I'm going to have to need someone to escape. So I'm just applying my buffs, trying to get a few combos off, just seeing if I can pepper them. Now you see they're all back, so there's 4 of them on me. I'm almost dead, but my buddies just showed up. There's 5. We got 4 on 5 now. Got him in a choke here. Gonna go in with the Destro and just see if we can wipe a couple people. My buddy hit him with a Dragon Leap there, finished that guy off. And now we're just picking people off. We got a good chunk of them, and they're in the back reviving, but there's nothing we can really do about that. We have to focus people in the front. You see the guy Encase spamming me. And Encase is a pain in the ass on most Magicka classes. You know, if you have Misform, you can get out of it. My Sorc is not a vampire, so I don't use Misform. I try to maintain my stamina, but because we're so tanky, you saw how many people were beating on me there. Like I had 5, and I was able to line of sight because of my movement speed, because of how tanky I was. And I was able to get away from them a little bit. I know that I can sit there and tank and stack wards through 4 people. So if they encase me and it's just like 4 people and my buddies are able to tee off on them, I'll just sit there and I'll stack wards. There's no need to get out of it. But I had to dodge roll that one specifically because it put me in a negate bubble, and it also put my buddies in a negate bubble. So we have 1 Magicka Sorcerer, 1 Magicka Dragon Knight, and a Magicka Templar. So none of them can use Magicka abilities right now if they're in that bubble, and they're also getting encased. So I was able to get out, and this is another group utility thing that a Magicka Sorc has. Anybody with a Resto Staff has access to healing wards. And so because these guys are in the negate bubble and they can't use their Magicka abilities, and they might not have any stamina, I told them, I was like, guys, you do damage, I'll heal. And you'll see me here, I put my wards up, but now I'm stacking wards for my guys in front, just so that they stay up when they're getting focused in the front like that. So now all those guys are getting revived. You know, we got like a 4 on 6, 4 on 7. There's a few dead here. I'm getting encased here. There's no point in breaking this. I can streak out of it, and now I'm out of it again. And we're just picking people off. They encase me again. We're just pushing this little pile right here. I'm going to try and take them out. And we're just really just focusing targets at the same time. The guys in the back aren't that big of a deal. There's a negate again. And they do a really good job here. You see, my friend right here is a Magicka Templar. They encased him in the negate, and so they almost killed him. My Sorc friend is dead, so it's 3 of us versus like 6 of them. He can't get out. He said he had no stamina. So he's like, I'm stuck. I'm dead, guys. I'm dead. And you'll see here that all I do is I stop doing damage, and I go to stacking wards. He's almost dead, and I'm just applying wards to keep him alive. And you see he's got a bunch of dots going off. He's got a bunch of things. And I meant to pop my Destro ulti there, but I accidentally popped my my negate, which works just as well. Like, we killed him really quickly. Buddy popped a healing ulti, and now we have 2 people here. They're going to get wiped really quick, just because they have nowhere really to go. And now we're pushing up on this group. We end up killing a couple, but we wipe. End of that. So that clip is there to show how tanky we are, you know, in a small scale situation. The utility we have from being able to use healing wards, and then also having group utility by having an AoE DPS or a skill that negates magic. So yeah, that's group play. These are going to be smaller scale. Now, this is just outside in open world PvP. I pulled a few off to the side. I saw them chase me. Now I'm just going to streak away a little bit, get the distance, and see how many are after me. And if it's a manageable number, I'm going to stay here and fight. If not, I'm going to run away. So I see about 5. I put my mines down. I almost have my Destro ulti. So I'm going to pop it on them once they all stack. You see my pirate skeletons going off. I'm very tanky. I can kite around the tree a little bit. They can't really kill me. And now I'm just going to pop the Destro and see who takes damage, and I'm going to hit him with Mage's Wrath. So my Mage's Wrath plus the Destro ulti plus the pirate skeleton helped me stay alive long enough to where I could get those off, kill them, and now it's went from a 5-on-1 to a 3-on-1. Now, I'm going to preface this by stating that before this, I was doing Maelstrom quite a bit. I was doing some PvE stuff on my Sorc, and so I was using Force Pulse for more damage. And I did not change the morph. I just went into PvP like, oh, I'm going to go play Magicka Sorc. I haven't played this in PvP in a while. Well, the problem with Force Pulse is it doesn't interrupt revives. Crushing Shock does. And so after this fight, I left and I put Crushing Shock on, but I can't interrupt the revives with Force Pulse, so it's not as good. You'll see at least one spot in this clip where I try to interrupt and they get the revive off because I don't have one and I can't use my stamina. Yeah, so this guy tries to run away. Like after the 5-on-1 failed and I'm still here with full shields, this guy tries to back out of this. He's like, all right, well, I'm done fighting. It was a 3-on-1. I'm not sure why he ran away. I was trying to get a quick kill here. Like, dude, no, you tried to 5-on-1 me, and now you're leaving. All right, whatever. So here's where I try to get the interrupts. There's no interrupts. So now it's 3-on-1 again. They dropped a negate on me. Really good negate. Stacking wards here. Put my mines down, and you can see here, like I'm out of stamina. My wards are down, but my pirate skeleton's up. This is how ridiculous Pirate Skeleton is right now, and this is why it's getting a much-needed nerf. I'm getting hit with a weak snipe, and then I get hit with a Dawnbreaker with no wards up, and it doesn't kill me. So I stack my wards, and I go at it again. This guy gets a revive off. Once again, I cannot interrupt him, but luckily I have a Destro ult up again. We're going to pop it here. Everybody's at low health. Everybody's at low resources because they just revived. We get another quick kill with Mage's Wrath right here. We killed 4 of them. Or 3 of them right there. There's 1 more around, so we're going to go look for him. We'll streak around, try and find him a little bit, pretend we're walking away. Hopefully they come back. He comes back to his buddies. Have a detect pot, so now I'm going to pretend to go over here, pop the detect pot, and then look, he's coming back for the revive. Finish him off. Mage's Wrath, Curse, Frag, end of the fight. So, yeah. When you're playing solo, you have to get your combos down well, because there's a few classes that are very tanky right now. They have a lot of really good healing, and what you want to do is you want to get your Curse, your Mage's Wrath, and then your proc frag. And if your frag doesn't proc, you just keep going. You don't want to hard cast frags. It puts you in a bad animation with 6-second shields. It's very rough to deal with. So if you hit them with a frag before the curse goes off, you know, they take the frag damage, it knocks them down, the curse goes off, it explodes, that does a bunch of damage. And now you have the Mage's Wrath on them as well. If they drop below 20% health, the Mage's Wrath explodes, and it does a bunch of damage. So really try to time your bursts on a Sorc, you know, and I think the first curse is like 3.5 seconds, and the next one is 6 seconds when the next one, the Haunting Curse, explodes. So you really want to just focus on your combinations and get them down, and just be patient. Like, this is the second class I really started playing in PvP, and my first one was a Stam Nightblade. In Stam Nightblade, you just go in and you push a bunch of buttons. You know, you animation cancel your light attack, surprise attack, heavy attack, in cap, executioner. Like, you're basically button mashing on a stamina class. On a Sorc, you're keeping your wards up, you're staying alive, and you're trying to time your burst combo. Because if you don't get your burst combo down correctly, like on a Templar, they're going to heal to full instantly. And then you have to restart it, and you have to reset the fight. And so when you're fighting outnumbered, getting these combos down is what's going to keep you alive. Now, Sorc is not easy. But when you get good at Sorc, it is very, very powerful. There's a huge learning curve to play Sorc, but once you have it down, it's one of the strongest classes in the game, in my opinion. So this is another fight. It's a two-man fight. We ended up getting wiped by a pretty big group. I have a bunch of people camping my body. Some of my buddies were dead, and they're coming back, but it's just 2 of us right now. So we're going to get picked up here, and you'll see immediately, like, I start getting peppered from out of stealth. Yeah, so there's 3 here. It's going to end up being like 6 total. So now we know Teb is the Magic Templar. I pop my immovable pot right away. So I'm trying to just get my stamina back so I don't get CC'd. We see a guy with low health here, Nightblade, very squishy. Try to take him out really quick. But we see their healers using healing springs and mutagen. We got to focus him. This guy takes a bunch of damage. He doesn't heal. And you see I'm just basically just peppering. I'm trying to see who takes damage. I'm trying to, just single target guys. So Curse, Mage's Wrath, Proc Frag, and they explode. Pop my Destro ulti here just to see, once again, just to see who's gonna die. Two guys spamming Breath of Life right here, but they backed up. So now we have this Sorc over here in the distance that's away from heals, and he's apparently not going to stack wards. So we stack our wards, we get hit with a bomb. It's 2-on-4 right now. We're just stacking our wards, trying to stay alive. Now we're going to focus the Templar here. The Templar is the guy that's going to keep everybody up. Now, you see there, I'm going to go back to that a little bit. This is the Templar. Lower CP, obviously, but you see how this is the only problem with Sorcs and why you need to get your burst combos down. Because if you don't get it down right, like I hit him with the frag, I didn't hit him with the Mage's Wrath, I dropped him down to 2k health, and now he's just Breath of Lifing back to full. Now he's misforming, and you see Troll King go off. And yeah, it's just... Luckily, he's out of stamina right now. So I told my buddy, hey, we got to get Teb. He's trying to take this guy out really quick. I hit him with a Mage's Wrath. He goes up. Executioner, he's dead. And now we're going to focus the Templar again. We have a few more people come in, so it's a 2-on-4 again. Tell my buddy, hey, we got to get this guy. He comes in, drops him below 20% health. Our Mage's Wrath goes off. Now we have a 3-on-2 when they don't have a healer and some of their guys are lower level and they're not stacking wards. So I pop my Destro ulti, go after the Sorc right here, knock him down with the frag, Mage's Wrath. This guy is now, he's a low level, Mage's Wrath, he's now dead. Fun little fight, but just wanted to show how to use your burst combos. I'll play this all the way through just so while I'm talking if you guys want to see it again, but if you don't time your burst combos right, you're going to have a hard time killing a lot of people. There's just too many guys. There's just way too many guys that can stack wards, that can heal through everything if you don't kill them right away. But if you get this combo down well, you're going to kill a bunch of people. Now, Mage's Wrath lasts for 4 seconds, so when you pop it, you only have to pop it once, and then once they drop below 20% health, then you kill them. So you'll see here, I'm just stacking wards, and I'm getting Mage's Wrath off here. I have a frag right here that I'm trying to hit, but I missed it. Now we see a Sorc with no wards. We're going to hit him with a frag. Just basically try to pepper people. But Curse, Mage's Wrath, and frag is what's going to get you your kills. And I finally get a good combo there, but my Mage's Wrath was not on him, so it didn't kill him. That was an error on my part. And then if I had done the Mage's Wrath, I probably would have killed him right there, and this fight would have been a lot shorter. Yeah. The only other thing I can really say is you want to make sure you're on your wards quite a bit. Pirate Skeleton helps negate that for now, temporarily. They're nerfing that, so I would recommend, maybe not running Pirate Skeleton for a while just so you can get used to what it's like in PvP without it. A lot of people are going to be doing a lot less damage, so the wards are going to be stronger. Pirate Skeleton would just be ridiculous next patch, I think. Yeah. I'm trying not to ramble too much. I'm trying to get new information out, but... Order of... when it comes to stacking your wards, the last ward you put on is the one that's on the outside. So if I get pressured and I get hit with a bunch of damage and I drop to low health, the first ward I put up is a healing ward. And then I want to put a hardened ward over the top of it, and then I want to put a harness over the top of that. Because the harness returns Magicka, the hardened is a bigger shield, and the healing and the hardened are the two most important ones. So you want to put healing and then you want to put hardened on. And healing with your hardened ward, your healing ward takes time to heal you to full. And so you want to have your hardened ward over the top so that your healing ward can heal you to full. So you do healing ward, you do hardened ward, and then if they keep hitting you, then you just stack hardened ward and harness Magicka until your healing ward goes off and you get healed. Or if you're getting radiant spammed, you just have to basically spam healing wards at that point, and just to stay alive. But I see a lot of Sorcs make the mistake where they go hardened ward and they go healing ward, and they don't get the heal because the healing ward's on the outside, and that's the first thing eaten up. And now they're burning Magickas because they're stacking their wards incorrectly, and they drop over dead, and and it's all because of how they stack their wards. So make sure you're stacking your wards properly. Make sure that if you take damage, your healing ward's the one that's up. If you're not taking any damage and they're just hitting your wards, just use your hardened ward, just use your harness Magicka, whichever one you like to use, and at full health, that's all you need. So I'm going to cut that video, or this video here. Hopefully this is informative. Hopefully I explained myself well, but I'll do a couple more videos discussing or showing the combos like on a target skeleton a little bit better. I'll show a few more group play things, but yeah, just if you're new to the class or if you've been playing for a while and you're having a hard time killing people, really focus on your burst combo. You have very high burst on a Sorc, and you just need to time it right. So hopefully this helps. Yeah, with all that being said, have a nice day.